This video is brought to you by Aurelius Distribution. Hey guys, Jay here, and this video is the first of 7 very special rooms I decided to cover at Expona Hi-Fi Show in Chicago. These videos are not a review, but a series of show coverages. My goal with these videos are to bring you guys some insight to the new products and brands that I found worth covering. Now, at a show like Expona, there are tons and tons, I mean tons, of components and speakers that cost an arm and a leg. We have coverages of some exceptional rooms in that realm coming up very soon as well, but it was refreshing to see Fosi there, who have been providing the community with exceptionally budget-friendly audiophile gear over the years. But that's not why I was there. I was there because I heard that there was a series of new products being released very soon from Fosi, and that I would get to see them firsthand at Expona. For those of you that have been following Fosi for a while, you will know that they have very affordable products, unusually affordable products in the hi-fi market, and really made a name for themselves. I actually have their monoblocks, which I think sounds pretty good. A review for that coming up very soon. But I just decided to stop by their room and found some very interesting facts that, this individual told me about. And he's gonna give us a little rundown here. But we have from turntables to speakers, we have headphones and some products that is yet to be released that I think is very interesting. So let's start over there. I believe that is a turntable from Fosi, correct?
Yeah, it's our first turntable. Its model is Luna 3.
What's the price point on the turntable?
Price point for Luna 3 is around $300.
Oh wow, that's very affordable. And I'm assuming that this is a belt-driven turntable because I see a belt.
Yeah.
And
belt-driven? Yeah.
Is there a usually there's a phono stage around this price point for the turntables. Does this have a phono stage as well?
No, it does not have an inbuilt the phono stage. So we have to use an external one.
Okay, so you have to use an external phono stage, which actually I prefer because a lot of the times I feel like built-in phono stages at lower prices, you're kind of stuck with that kind of performance with phono stages, and phono stages matter a lot. Okay, and it comes with a cartridge as well?
Yeah, it's included.
Included, and it's a moving magnet cartridge?
Yes.
Look, I'm getting everything right. And so, aside from the price point of the turntable at $300, is there anything else that's special about the turntable?
Yeah, there's something special. And the pad is made of acrylic.
Okay.
Yeah, and it supports 2 RPMs. We can switch between 33 and 45.
Very, very cool. And I see also speaker, and I'm getting the sense that every time I see copper finish, it's the Fosi brand, but I remember you saying that actually copper isn't your brand color, it's actually something else.
It's actually metallic orange. Yeah.
Metallic orange, remember that. So I see a speaker with a metallic orange driver. Can you tell me about the speaker? Is it also Fosi?
Yes, it's made our team. Yeah.
And what's the price point? I see it's a soft dome tweeter, and what's the size of the woofer?
For the woofer, it's 6.5 inches.
Okay, that's pretty substantial for. So what's the price point of this bookshelf speaker?
Price point is around $1,500 US dollars.
500?
500, sorry.
Oh, I was gonna say that's a little unusual. So about $500 for the pair, correct?
Yeah, for a pair.
And they're the passive bookshelf speakers.
Yeah, passive.
Very cool. What's this? I keep seeing this. What is going on here right now?
Yes, this little gauge is called music rhythm ambient light. It can dance to your voice. You can test.
To my voice.
Yeah, you can test.
That is insanely cool. Check this out. It's responding to my voice. How much is this? I want like thousands of these in my room.
This one is only $50.
This is $50?
Yeah.
How do you guys do this?
How do we? Because it is made by Fosi Audio.
It's a good answer. Okay, so I see a bunch of Fosi products here as well. Can you tell me a little bit about maybe this one first, and then go down this way?
Sure. This one is our milestone mini amplifier. It is V3 milliamp. Yes. And this one,
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait,
Yeah.
what's the price point of this?
the price point is only $80. This one.
80.
$80. Yeah, 80.
And this is an integrated amplifier, correct?
Yeah, it is
And just
integrated.
show the back a little bit. So you have the speaker binding post, and then a line input,
Yeah, and the pre-out.
and the pre-out.
Yeah,
Of course, you would use 3.5 to an RCA
yes.
or something like that. Can you plug a subwoofer
Sure,
with this?
Sure.
Very cool.
And it has ventilation on the top.
Nice. You know, how is this $80? I don't know. But let's move on. What's this? This is bigger.
Yeah,
This has to be like at least double the price, right?
yeah. This price point is only 150. This is a headphone DAC amp.
Headphone
Model.
DAC amp.
Yeah, it is
Do you-
ZH3.
Do you recall the DAC chip used in this?
It features the AKM, AK44, and 93S.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. And is it a very powerful headphone amplifier, or would you say, you know?
Yeah,
what-
sure. For the balanced output, it can support up to 2 watts for the power output.
2 watts?
Yes.
Oh, when I got into headphones, like 2 watts, that was a pretty pricey investment at the time. Now, not so much, I guess, with Fosi around. What is this?
This
The
is
tone control.
This is a P4 preamp, mini preamp. Yeah, it features a motorized part,
Mhm.
and it supports 3 audio sources inputs.
Very cool.
Yes. Very compact, but
Ooh.
very convenient.
That actually feels quality. Like proper.
Yes.
And there's a tone control for the bass and the treble. Do you recall what these are set for in terms of frequency response? Is it like 60 hertz? Do you recall? It's okay if you don't.
It's around 100 hertz.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually a very good response, frequency response to have for tone control. Because that's, where mid bass is, and sometimes it can be bloated in rooms and so on. Do you recall for the treble at all?
Yes. For the treble is around, if I'm right, 1 kilohertz.
1 kilohertz?
Yes.
Okay. Very cool. And what do we have here? This, I remember, I think you told me this was actually a prototype.
Yes.
Yeah, this is like a CD player.
Yes, it's a CD player and can work as a CD transport. It is also designed by our team.
Okay, is there anything else? I mean, I see, is this also volume control?
This is for volume control, and these buttons is to control play and pause, and next track and previous.
I know this is a prototype and, the aesthetics and the functions may change. I really like this. Please keep it.
Sure.
This is really cool.
This color
It has a
is
really
our
nice
brand
texture
color.
to it too. Very, very cool. Is there a specific drive the CD player uses?
The drive.
Yeah. Still prototype, so not really decided.
Already.
Okay. And what else?
And below, this one
Mm-hmm.
is the Box X5
Okay.
phono preamp.
Okay.
It's a very compact, and it supports MC and MM cartridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
It supports both moving magnet and moving coil?
Yes.
Very cool. And what's the price point of that?
Price point is $100.
Do you make money selling these products in high-end audio?
I think so. No problem.
I have to ask you before we go on. One of the reasons people come to Expona, let's just be real here. A lot of high-end brands come here, right? You're coming here with, probably the first brand that I know that comes to Expona with exhibiting like $100, $50 products, right? What's your aim for, coming to Expona?
Our aim is to make hi-fi accessible to audiophiles worldwide. That's our mission.
I like that mission. Okay, let's go on. What do we have here? This looks like a much more substantial and elaborate unit.
Yeah, this is a preamp. Yeah.
Is it just a solo preamp?
Yeah, it's a solid preamp.
So like a bigger version of this guy over here.
Yeah, but it supports the balanced input and output, so more function than this one.
And I think, is there 3 tone controls here? It's hard to see.
Yes, these two are for the tone controls, and this one is for the channel balance. For the channel balance.
Ah, for the channel balance. Okay, very cool.
Yes, it supports totally 3 inputs.
And I know what these guys are because I have it right now in for review. These are the, I believe, the ZA3 model blocks, right?
No?
No?
No, ZS3 is here.
Oh, this is, oh, no.
These
I
two,
messed up.
Yeah, these two are the V3 monos.
Monos.
Mini mono blocks. Yeah.
Very cool. And what's the output capability on that?
The output, power output for 4 ohm speakers is 120 watts.
Okay. And does that, and what's in 8 watts? Sorry, 8 ohms.
For 8 ohms, around 80 watts.
Okay. And these are mono blocks. So what's the price point?
The price point for each set is $140.
Is there for each or for the set?
For each one.
For each one.
Yeah. So one for $140.
Okay. You know, when I see these mono blocks, right? Usually, like mono blocks are really big and like chunky, right? But I feel like this can like literally fit into like a dual mono design. Is there a specific reason you went with like small units like this?
Yes. Firstly, it is a digital Class D amplifiers.
Right.
Yes. So we can make it very small, but it can output very high power. Yes.
So is it like suitable for like running center channels and home theater applications as well?
Sure.
Because I've seen some like YouTubers do that, and I was thinking, that's actually a pretty good idea.
Yes, it can work as a power amp for the AVRs.
Very cool, because they're monos, right? So you can have individual channels running it. I think that's pretty neat application. And then is this VU meter? What is going on here? I love VU meters, so I have to ask.
It's a very beautiful VU meter. Actually, it is a switch box. We can use it to switch between 2 sets of speakers and 2 sets of amplifiers.
Oh, very cool.
Yes, this is LC30.
Is that for like to, I guess, A/B compare speakers and stuff like that?
Yes, you are right.
Do you guys actually use this to compare different products?
Yes, we usually use this to compare our different amps and different passive speakers.
Very cool. Very cool. Okay, and what do we have here lastly?
Okay.
2 units.
Yeah, this one is the ZD3 desktop balanced deck.
Okay.
Yes, it's also very hot selling on Amazon, and it has a very cool design with a mini display.
Yeah, the mini display is actually very cool.
Yes.
And what's the bottom unit?
Sorry.
What's the bottom unit? That's the one that I have in for review. I think that's the ZA3, right?
Oh, this one. This one is a ZA3. It's a dual mode mini amplifiers. It can switch between stereo and mono.
Okay.
If you switch to mono mode, you can use it as a mono block similar to the V3 mono.
Do you get more power output capability in mono?
The power output is very similar.
Very similar. Okay, so it's just like, to have it in mono block or stereo if you have 2.
Yes, if you have 2, you can use them as mono blocks.
Okay, very, very cool. So now let's go over here because this is probably one of the most interesting things that I've seen in a while. Look, I'm not that excited about headphones usually, but like here, let me just show it in the lighting setting. Like, I'm not sure if the camera is capturing this. I'll shoot a good B-roll of this. This is, how much did you say this was?
The price point is only $550, this one.
This is the best looking and most comfortable $550 headphone I have ever tried. And I'm not kidding you. Like the quality, like from the padding to the wood here, this is like equivalent to what I saw with like the Audiophile LCD2, but with much larger form with the, what is this, ribbon? No, this is planar magnetic.
Yes, it's planar magnetic. It features a 97 millimeters diaphragm.
Wow.
Very large diaphragm.
Wow. Can I ask how is it possible that you are offering this for, what did you say, $550?
Because it is designed and developed by our team, so we can control the cost.
So it's all in-house design?
Yes.
Including speakers, turntables, and also the headphones?
Yes.
You don't third-party anything?
No. It's designed by our own team.
Okay. As you can see, I was pretty shocked by their answer, and the reason I was shocked is because I know for a fact that even in the ultra high-end market, there are only very few selected brands that can say what Fosi just said, that everything is done in-house and therefore they have the ultimate control over pricing. That is a tall order, and personally I did have a bias towards the Fosi brand because they make compact, small, inexpensive units. Let's just say how it is, I always associated Fosi for being a cheap Chinese brand. But actually having met them and seeing their products and talking to them, I realized that their team is actually very engineer-oriented team, and the reason that they can offer at a low price is because they have that kind of control over the pricing because everything is done in-house. I have to admit, my view of the Fosi as a brand did change the moment he said that.
And here you can find a very handsome DAC amp. This is K7 DAC amp for headphone.
I do like the aesthetic of this. This is a pretty neat looking desktop unit. So you have the volume control here.
Yes, it has a
and what is this
style appearance with two big knobs on top. The left one is for the volume. The right one can be used for the tone controls.
Very, very cool. And you can also plug in your mic to chat and game and stuff.
Yeah, for gaming, it supports a 3.5 millimeters input.
What's the price point of this?
The price point is $200 for the K7. Yes, 200. That's right.
So I promise that was not staged. That stare down, I don't know what it was. I don't know what it got into me, but I just simply didn't know what to say. Everything was very affordably priced. And when you're at a show like Expona, you're so used to people just dropping, prices like, yeah, 40,000, 90,000, 120,000 when you ask for pricing. But with Fosi, it was the totally opposite. That's why I kind of lost my words. Now, yes, these are budget, components made to a price point, and they're compact and whatever. But even considering all that, I thought the sound was quite impressive, especially considering the price. And I was personally excited that, a brand like this exists now where, people can get into this hobby at a very lower entry point. So that got me excited. What interested me further, though, was the headphone. I've never saw a headphone at this price point that is this comfortable. And it sounded exceptionally well to my ears and my friends' ears at a show setting, which is very, very rare for me. Yeah, so I spent some time listening to this, and first of all, I think it has a very airy sound, typical planar magnetic, headphones that I've had in the past. It kind of has like a more of a how do I say it? More of a balanced sound compared to something like the Hyphaman Edition X version 2 that I used to love way back. It reminds me kind of the Odyssey LCD2. But you know what's most, kind of the selling factor for me is the aesthetics. I think the aesthetic is really on point, and the build quality is extremely good for $550 in my opinion. Like the pads, the wood grain here, this is kind of even better build quality than most Hyphaman speakers, and kind of borderline approaching that Odyssey kind of build quality here. I would say it's somewhere in between. And what's also crazy is that this features a pretty big planar magnetic driver. So you get this pretty powerful kind of mid-range and that speed and attack and decay. But with a lot of planar magnetic kind of drivers in headphones, I personally find that some of them do have that little bit of that tinginess on the top end that makes it a little bit bright for me. But this doesn't have that while being really airy. This is a headphone that I'll probably buy because of also the kind of the comfort level. Like for me, I have like this kind of back neck area that's a little bit uncomfortable with most headphones. Like over time, it kind of puts a pressure point on it. I'm not sure if you guys get that. But with this headphone, like if you see here, like most headphones swivel like back and forth really, really aggressively. See, I'm actually having to put some tension to actually swivel, and this allows me to finally adjust the tilt. And this might look like a small thing, but this is actually the first time where I see a company nail this, because like now I can put it on my head and have the perfect kind of angle to have that comfort so it doesn't put pressure on my back neck here, so I can wear it for longer periods. And super, like honestly, one of the reasons I have the Sennheiser HD600 as my main headphone is because of the comfort level, because no other ones have that non-pressure point I'm talking about. Now, most people probably don't have that, but I'm like just more sensitive that way. But like seriously, it's very comfortable. And this is a pretty substantial headphone when you hold it in your hand. But when you put it on your head, it's like lighter than my HD600. So what? Come here.
What's going on?
Wear it. Is that comfortable or what?
Man, it's like, you know, like those memory foam mattresses?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the pillows. It's like pillows around my head right now. It's just so comfortable.
Okay, it's not as comfortable as my purple mattress, but
yeah, you know, it's getting there. A few steps
it's
along.
getting there. So that kind of concludes my experience at the Expona show in the Fosi room. And personally, it was enlightening for me. It was a learning moment. I did have misconceptions about the Fosi brand, like I said, and that was cleared up in an instant after meeting with them and seeing their products firsthand. So you'll definitely see more Fosi products on my channel. I'll review some. But if this video hits 3,000 likes, then I will visit the Fosi factory in China myself to see if what they're saying here is true or not. So make sure to smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Until next time.